The planet Phoebus 9 has seen its share of conflict, and today, on the war-torn field of a decaying manufactorum, the Black Templars seek to destroy Xenos technology while the Dark Angels attempt to harness it. Welcome to Warhammer 40,000 on Miniature Game Montage. Today we have a combat patrol match with my Dark Angels and Jimmy's Black Templar. The Dark Angels patrol detachment is led by a Raven-Wing Talon Master with stubborn tenacity. He is equipped with assault cannon and twin heavy bolter. Troop choices include 2 squads of Primaris Intercessors with bolt rifles. In fast attack, a squad of Raven-Wing bikes with power sword and attack bike. In total, 500 points and 3 command points. The Black Templar Patrol Detachment is led by a Primaris Chaplain with Master of Sanctity. Additional litanies include Divine Protection and Fires of Devotion. He has a Crusade Relic, Ancient Breviary. They have a squad of 5 Blade Guard. The Sergeant has a Volkite Pistol, a squad of Eradicators, and a Crusader Squad Troop Choice with Chainswords and Bolt Pistols. In total, 500 points. Today's scenario is incisive attack, and 4 objectives have been placed on the board, 2 16 inches from the center horizontally and 2 9 inches from the center vertically. Scoring primary objectives is progressive, with 5 points for controlling 1 or more objective markers, 5 points for controlling 2 or more objective markers, and 5 points for controlling more objective markers than your opponent. Secondary objectives were chosen, and the Dark Angels selected Slay the Warlord, Raise the Banners High, and Linebreaker. The Black Templars have chosen Slay the Warlord, Domination, and Surgical Assault, which is scenario-specific to score VP for controlling your opponent's deployment zone objective. With armies mustered and deployment complete, we dive into turn 1, where the Dark Angels will be up first. The Dark Angels will take a command point and begin by moving their intercessors down the right flank towards one of the objectives. You are not eligible to score in turn 1, so just trying to move closer to that objective. The Raven-Wing Bike Squad, they are going to navigate over the pipe, trying to bring their bolt guns into range. The other squad of intercessors will play an action to raise the banners, and the Talon Master will tuck up behind his units to give them the advantage of re-rolling 1s to wound. Opening up in the shooting phase, the Raven-Wing bikes are going to lay down some fire onto the Blade Guard veteran. The bolters firing out with bolter discipline. That'll be 12 shots going through the terrain here, which is this walkway. We treated this as kind of that industrial terrain, so it is -1 to shoot through. 5 hits go through, needing 4s. At strength 4, toughness 4, 3 wounds are going through, and he will take 3 saves. He gets +1 to his save due to that storm shield, so needing 2s, and it looks like one of these will take a wound. And transhuman physiology being played by the Blade Guard. As the attack bike begins to open up fire, the bolters will be in orange and the heavy bolter in blue. 4 shots from the bolters, 3 shots from the heavy bolter, and they're hitting on 4s. 2 go through on the heavy bolter, 1 goes through with the regular bolter, and it will need 4s in order to wound due to transhuman physiology. Wound rolls hit the deck, needing 4s due to the stratagem, and we do get to reroll 1s due to the Talon Master. That bolt shot will go through. The save is taken, and it's all good. Fire continues from the Dark Angels as they play the stratagem Steady Advance for 2 CP, allowing them to open fire on these Blade Guard. They are firing through the terrain, so they will need 4. 10 shots going out with bolter discipline due to the stratagem, hitting on 4s. And after 6 hits, needing 4s to wound, re-rolling the 1s due to the Talon Master, all of these are going to go through, and then he is going to get 3 up saves at AP -1. So taking these 2 at a time, that'll be another wound off that veteran, and then taking another one here, now rolling 1 at a time, and that's another wound that will take down one of the Blade Guard, and now he's going to assign wounds to one of them in cover, so that takes him back to a 2+ save, and that will be 1 fail on the Blade Guard in cover. As the Deadly Talon Master opens fire as well, first with his Assault Cannon, 12 shots, and he will hit on 3s. Base hits on a 2, but shooting through the terrain, so needing 3s. And a Deadly Volley from the Talon Master produces 10 hits, and then rolling these back out, needing 4s, and it looks like there's going to be 6 wounds that go through. And this is AP -2 due to the Devastator Doctrine, so puts the Blade Guard on a 3-up save. Assigning them to the one in cover, he will take 1 more wound, 2 more rolling out for him, and he will be taken down. And then rolling up the last few dice, we are going to see 2 more fails, and that's 2 wounds on one of the fresh veteran Blade Guard. The Heavy Bolter then opens up on the wounded Blade Guard veteran, 6 shots, needing 3s, and all of these but 1 will find their target, and then needing 4s to wound due to transhuman physiology, and only 1 of these will go through, so he's going to get 3-up saves here. It is AP -2 due to Devastator Doctrine, but he is in cover, and the 3-up save is made. In the fight phase, while the Dark Angels have nothing to do, the Black Templars will spend a command point to use Devout Push. This gives them a 3-inch pile-in move, even if they're not in combat, towards the closest enemy. So these Blade Guard veterans are going to push up the board. And that wraps up the Dark Angels' turn 1. We go over to the Black Templar for their turn 1. Command points going back up to 2. And we will start with litanies coming from the Chaplain. The Relic allows him to roll 2d6 and pick the highest. The first will be Divine Protection, and he needs a 3 to get this off. This gives them a 5-up Feel No Pain, and that roll is going to fail. The next roll is to give them Fires of Devotion for +1 attack, and this will go off on a 3. And in the movement phase, Emperor's Will for 1 CP is being played on the Blade Guard veteran. That is going to allow them to charge after they have advanced. So going to go ahead and declare that now. They are going to move up the board with an advance and still be eligible to charge. They will be adding +1 to this result, and they will get to re-roll. The +1 is from the Chaplain's Warlord trait, and he is going to obviously re-roll this 2, and it turns into a 5, so they will get to advance 6 inches. And this is on top of their normal move of 6 inches, so a 12-inch move in total is going to bring them very close to charge range against my Dark Angels in turn 1. Next up, the Crusaders are going to roll up a 6 on their advance, and they are going to threaten this objective here at the middle of the board. The Chaplain is also going to roll up a 6 on his advance, being sure to keep the Blade Guard veteran within 6 inches of his auras. And then the Eradicators at the top, they are going to move, taking the objective and getting ready to pour fire down on the Ravenwing. In the shooting phase, the Blade Guard veterans unleash their pistols against the Intercessors at the top of the board, and they are in the terrain firing out of it, so they will need 3s, and all 3 of these will hit, and this is Strength 4, Toughness 4. 4s will be needed to wound. 2 of them will go through at AP -1, and 1 save will be made. That will be a wound on one of the Intercessors. The Eradicators target the Ravenwing bikes, and high-speed focus being played for 1 CP. Total obliteration giving them double attacks, hitting on 4s as they are going through the terrain, and 3 hits are made. And then the bikes are toughness 5, so needing 3s in order to wound, and this weapon is AP -4. All of these are going to wound. So armor saves are being taken. They do get a 4-up due to high-speed focus. And 1 is good. Going to use a command point reroll here for 1 CP, and that will convert to another save. 1 bike is taken down. In the charge phase, the Blade Guard veteran announced a charge into the Ravenwing bikes, and he is going to roll up a 10. That will easily bring them into base-to-base contact, and he is going to use that additional movement to wrap around and engage those Intercessors as well, even though they were not declared as the target. Alright, the Blade Guard Sergeant has 4 base attacks, +1 for the charge, +1 for the litany, and the regular Blade Guard have 3 base, +1 for the charge, and 1 for the litany. 16 total attacks are going out, and these are hitting on 3s, and that will result in 10 hits. And then re-rolling those back out, needing 4s, and it looks like 6 wounds. So it's going to be 6 saves at AP -3, and 1 will be saved. That's going to be 10 damage on these bikes. That will cut through 2, and I'm not sure why we didn't take the attack bike off here. I think he should be gone as well. And I think I remember we played this as he had 1 wound remaining. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if we messed that up or not. But anyway, he does attack back with 2 attacks. That does not result in any wounds after getting 2 hits. And then the Primaris Intercessors are going to pile in and start their attacks, and they are going to get 16 attacks against these Blade Guard veterans, and that will result in 10 hits. And of those 10 hits needing 4s to cause wounds, that is going to be 6 wounds, and he's going to get his regular 2-up save. And prior to all this taking place, he did play Vicious Riposte for 1 CP, so any save rolls that he makes that are 6s, that will do a mortal wound back to me, and that will result in 1. 1 intercessor is cut down. End of turn 1, we are going to take a morale test for this attack bike. This should be dead attack bike. It looks like he is going to stick around the way that we have played this at least. And turn 1 recap, as the Dark Angels slightly pushed up the board, they were quickly intercepted by the Blade Guard veterans as they pushed all the way across the board, got into turn 1 combat, and eliminated the Ravenwing squad. We are now going to the top of turn 2 for the Dark Angels. Okay, occupying 2 objectives and raise the banners high scores 11 points for the Dark Angels. The Intercessor squad will fall back, getting further on this objective, falling back from those Blade Guard vets. A stratagem will be played for 1 CP, which they just got, and that's hit and run warfare, so the attack bike will fall back as well and still be able to shoot, and we immediately move into the shooting phase, where the heavy bolter from that attack bike unleashes shots. And 1 hit results in 1 wound. AP -1 takes the veterans to a 3-up save, which is good, and then the regular bolters firing out as well, and that is going to result in 3 hits. And it looks like 1 wound here at AP -1 due to the tactical doctrine, and save easily made there as well. The Primaris Intercessors did not move, so they will get Grim Resolve here, adding +1 to their hit roll, firing at the Blade Guard veteran 10 shots, hitting on 2s. That is going to result in 9 hits. And then Strength 4, Toughness 4, the roll comes out to wound, needing 4s, 7 wounds. And this is AP 2 due to Tactical Doctrine, so rolling all of these at once. And 2 Blade Guard veterans are cut down, and the last one is on 1 wound. The Talon Master then targets the Crusader, and the Assault Cannon begins to fire. 12 shots going out, needing 2s, as Grim Resolve negates the firing through the terrain, and all 12 of these are going to hit, and then needing 3s to cause a wound. There will be 7 wounds that go through at AP -1. The first wounds are assigned to a Marine in cover, and both fail, so he will be taken down. He needed 3s there. The rest will be assigned to the other Marines. They will need 4s, and rolling those out, it looks like 1 will be taken down and 1 will take a wound. The heavy bolter then fires at the same target, once again needing 2s, and that will result in 6 total hits, needing 3s to wound, and that is going to be 6 wounds. So this is AP -1 as well. Looking for a lot of 4s here, and those save rolls, it looks like 1 more will die and 1 will take another wound. And with shooting complete, we move into the charge phase. The Talon Master announces a charge into the Blade Guard veteran. Rolls really good right here, easily makes it into contact, and he's going to get 4 shots from the Power Sword, hitting on 2s, and hitting right on the average here, as 2 hits will go through, and then looking for 3s to do a wound at Strength 5 against Toughness 4. That results in 2 wounds. That's going to put him on his 4-up save, and needs to save at least one of these to have a shot at remaining on the board. And he is going to fail both, and that unit is taken off the board. And with a quick consolidation from the Talon Master, we move to morale, and the Crusaders down here, he is going to roll up a 6. So one will be lost to attrition, and then rolling up another die to see if the other one will stick around, and he will. He will still occupy that objective. Moving over to the Black Templars for the bottom of turn 2, litanies being cast for +1 attack and a 5-up feel no pain. Both of these are going to go off. Chaplain casting that on himself. He does make a move and will roll the advance here, and he does have the opportunity to re-roll this, which he will, and he will make that advance forward. Emperor's Will be played for 1 CP so he can fire and charge, and all of that good stuff. The Eradicators are going to shuffle around, one getting into cover, but still occupying the objective. And the Lone Crusader here at the bottom is just going to hunker down and try to stay in the game. And we're going to move into the shooting phase. The Absolver Pistol going into the attack bike will get a hit. Strength 5, Toughness 5, Force needed to wound, easily will wound. And then it is AP -1, and a 4-up save is required on that 6. The attack bike still in there with 1 wound. The Eradicators are going to take shots at the Intercessors that are in cover here. They will need 4s to hit as they are firing through the terrain, and they will do the orbital bombardment, getting double attacks. 3 of these are going to find their mark, and then rolling to wound, essentially rolling to kill. These are going to be 3 wounds. He's going to roll damage here, and he is going to take down 3 Intercessors. I don't have any CP left. I would have loved to have played Transhuman Physiology here, but again, no CP to do so. A charge is announced from the Chaplain going into the Intercessors. He rolls up an 8, and that will move him into engagement range. And then with his consolidation pylon going towards the closest enemy model, he is going to bring the Talon Master into combat as well. So the Chaplain is going to attack with his Crozius Arcanum, and he is going to get 6 total attacks, getting that 1 additional from the Litany, and he is going to hit with all of them, a weapon skill of 2. And then it is Strength 6 against Toughness 4, so 3 is needed to wound. 4 wounds go in, and that we played this as AP -2. I think it's only AP -1, so technically only 2 Marines should have died. Counted 3 dead, so 1 will remain. And the Intercessor Sergeant is the last man standing in this squad. He is going to lash back out with 4 attacks, and he hits on 3s, and all of these are going to strike the Chaplain, and then he is wounding on 4, so that's going to be 4 wounds. There's no AP on this, so just a straight 3-up save is required from the Chaplain, and 2 of these are going to fail. He takes 2 wounds. The Talon Master then piles in, attempts to be a hero with his Power Sword. He will land a few hits, rolling these out to wound. However, it fails to find the mark, and that brings us to the end of turn 2. So the Blade Guard Veteran were taken down this turn, and some Intercessor ranks were severely thinned, and we're getting ready to go up to the top of the Dark Angels turn 3. And Dark Angels turn 3, they will get 11 points for objective secured here on this 1, and getting a CP, quick to use it with hit and run warfare as the Talon Master breaks out of combat from the Chaplain, and the Intercessor is going to fall back, leaving him available to be shot this turn. And in the shooting phase, the attack bike will shoot with a heavy bolter. 3 shots coming out, hitting on 2s due to Grim Resolve, getting that +1 to hit. All 3 of these are going to go through, thankful to have that. And then needing 3s to cause damage here. It looks like 2 wounds will go through, AP -1, and his saves will be taken, 4-ups, both are good. And then the bolters are going to fire out. We still are in the tactical doctrine. Bolter Discipline, 4 shots going out, needing 2s due to Grim Resolve, and then needing 4s to cause a wound. 2 of these will force a save at AP -1. That takes him to a 4, and both saves are going to be good. So the good news is, if we did mess up the attack bike on those wounds, it at least didn't impact the game, I don't think, that much. The assault cannon from the Talonmaster shoots out next. Grim Resolve requiring 2s, 12 shots, 11 will hit, and then needing 3s to cause a wound. 7 wounds go through at AP -1, and he is going to take saves and end up failing a lot of these. So a lot of Feel No Pains come out. We did not forget those previously either, and he is going to be taken off the board and just missed it by 1. So Slay the Warlord will give the Dark Angels 6 victory points, and continuing with shooting, the Intercessors are now going to fire down at the Crusader, and they are +1, -1 due to Grim Resolve and cover. So hitting on 3s, 4 shots going out, 3 go through, and then requiring 4s in order to cause a wound, 3 wounds, and it's AP -2 due to the Tactical Doctrine, and he is going to fail these, and that unit will be taken off the board as well. No charge or fights for the Dark Angels, so we move over to the Black Templars for their bottom of turn 3, and the Eradicators are going to shoot across the board at the Talonmaster, getting their Orbital Devastation and unleashing 6 attacks and shooting through the terrain, so they will need 4s in order to hit, and 4 of these will find the mark, and then it is strength 8 against toughness 6, so still needing 3s in order to cause damage here, and all 4 of these are going to wound. The Melta Rifles go right through the armor, so no armor save being taken here. We roll up 4 dice, d6 damage each, and that will be enough to eliminate the Talonmaster. He is stubborn, and there is no explosion. And with the end of turn 3, Black Templars will get Slay the Warlord for 6 victory points. They also scored 5 in their command phase. The Eradicators doing some work. However, the Chaplain on their side was eliminated. And moving into turn 4, the Dark Angels will score 15 points on the primary for having at least 2 objectives and more than their opponent. The Intercessor here will raise the banners for this one, so that will start to score additional points as well. And then we are just going to move right into the shooting phase, where the Intercessors are going to shoot at the Eradicators. They did remain still. That will eliminate the penalty of firing through the cover, and they will hit on 3s. So all of these shots will hit. Strength 4 against Toughness 5, requires 5s in order to wound. 1 wound will go through, but these guys have a 2-up save as he is electing to take it on the guy in cover, and the save is good. We then go over to the attack bike. He will fire out with just his regular bolters first. Bolter Discipline, 4 shots, Grim Resolve, hitting on 3s. Of the 4 shots, all 4 of these are going to hit, and Strength 4, Toughness 5, once again, 5s needed to wound. And we're going to get 2 that go through this time. So 2-up saves being taken, being assigned to the guy in cover, getting that +1 benefit. And both of these are going to be good. Then the Heavy Bolter is also going to fire 3 shots, also hitting on 3s. And this one is going to wound on 3s. And that's going to result in 2 more wounds. Save rolls being taken AP -1, and both of these are going to fail. 2 damage each. That will cut down an Eradicator. And that brings the Dark Angels' turn to a close. Back over for the Black Templar. They are going to fire into the Intercessors, just holding where they are. All 4 of these shots are going to hit, and they are all 4 going to wound, and rolling out the damage, easily going to take down these last 2 Intercessors. And that's essentially going to bring us to the end of the game. As turn 5, the Dark Angels would score 17 points, 15 on the primary, and 2 for Raise the Banners, plus having those banners raised at the end of the game, and the Black Templars would score 5 more. So we decided to go ahead and call this one a Dark Angels victory. I would like to say thanks to Jimmy for coming over and playing this game, and for helping me along the way. He did teach me a lot. Again, I've played as many 40k games as you've seen on this channel. I would certainly like to do more as I am building up more armies, and I've gotten a lot of good community support. So hopefully in the near future, we can bring you some additional battle reports. Again, thanks so much. Also, I want to give a shout out to the latest 2021 coffee supporters, DLG and Zaxis Lanteris. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this battle report, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks again.